by, they have the certificate of criminal investigation, that is, they were cleared, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, they are also cleared by CRB, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, again, we check on regional balancing. And looking back at the commission composition, there are 2 commissioners now in place, Honorable Speaker, and the addition of these 2 will not create any imbalance in terms of regional, Honorable Speaker, because one of them, that is Caroline Naikana Lentapur, Honorable Speaker, come from Baringo, from a minority community called Iltiamus. That is part of the Maasai, Honorable Speaker. We are very proud, Honorable Speaker, that we are recognizing even the very, very minority tribes, Honorable Speaker. Iltiamus are the very minority tribes of Maasai who live in Baringo, Honorable Speaker. They don't even have an MCA. I doubt if they even have a chief, Honorable Speaker, leave alone a member of parliament, Honorable Speaker, even though I know Kamket is the one who is disturbing them, Honorable Speaker, there in Baringo, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in terms of cattle rustling, this Kamket have really disturbed the Iltiamus. But thank God now we have one of them sitting in a very big commission, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, again, we also have representation of persons with disability, because currently in the National Gender and Equality Commission, we have Dr. Chomba, who is a visually impaired person. He's blind, Honorable Speaker, and he's the Vice Chair of the National Gender and Equality Commission, Honorable Speaker. We have also the chairperson who is called Mutinda, Honorable Speaker, Madam Mutinda, Honorable Speaker, who is very passionate when it comes to issues of persons with disability. She has organized so many seminars, Honorable Speaker, on persons with disability, accessibility to the transport sector, Honorable Speaker. Recently, we worked with her along the Nairobi City streets, Honorable Speaker, promoting accessibility of persons with disability to public transport, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, we are safe in the hands of the National Gender and Equality Commission as persons with disability, Honorable Speaker. In terms of 2/3 gender rule, Honorable Speaker, the criteria is met, Honorable Speaker, because there are 2 gentlewomen and 2 gentlemen, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, therefore, I urge the House to assist us, Honorable Speaker, in approving these 2 nominees, Honorable Speaker, because all the parameters in line with our Constitution were met, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, therefore, with those very many remarks, I beg to second.
Very well. So then, therefore, I propose the question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Labor and Social Welfare in its report of the vetting of nominees for appointment as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution and Section 11(7) of the National Gender and Equality Commission 2011, this House approves the appointment of the following persons as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission. 1, Caroline Naikena Lentupuru, and 2, Thomas Okoth Koyer. I see a few members want to speak to it. The Honorable Leader of Minority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to support the nominations or the approval of these names to this National Gender Commission. Mr. Speaker, I just have 2 comments to make. Number 1, the fact that a minority, in the manner that Honorable Sankok has described, can find her way, and is not just a member of the minority community, she is also of the marginalized gender, can find her way into a commission as important as this, Mr. Speaker, demonstrates that the spirit of inclusivity that we have been talking about has started to gain ground. And how I wish that this is pushed further, that we continue to see more of these nominations being presented to the House, so that Kenyans can feel that we are all entitled And if you qualify, you would find your name or yourself appointed to these positions. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I know Mr. Kojier personally, and I know he's someone who can perform and deliver. And Mr. Speaker, he has the qualifications, he has the integrity, and he has the ability to do this job. But Mr. Speaker, there's just one thing that I would like to comment about, and this is with regards to our work as a House in approving nominations. I think we need to really ask ourselves, what is the role of National Assembly in the approvals? Are we part of the interviewing panels, or we are just supposed to approve based on parameters provided for in the Constitution? I say this because, Mr. Speaker, when you hear that a nominee appearing before a committee is asked, and the nominee has master's degree, doing PhD, you are asked to go and look for Kenya's certificate of primary education or certificate of primary education, CPE, Mr. Speaker, and you have PhD, and you are asked to go and look for CPE certificate. Mr. Speaker, I think it doesn't make sense. There is a limit to which we can go. There is an extent to which we can go with these requirements. Asking me today, although I have my KCPE certificate, but really, I think it doesn't make sense asking someone who is 70 years old, for example, or 65 years old.
Did you say you have your KCPE certificate?
Yes, I have it in the house.
What happened with the CPE one?
What do you mean? How can you have a CPE certificate and a KCPE? You know, Mr. Speaker, you think I'm your age mate. I'm not. Mr. Speaker,
proceed, Leader of Minority.
Mr. Speaker, I'm young, but there are also others who are younger who will now have a CBC, and I will be wondering several years down the road what happened to their KCPE. But, Mr. Speaker, just the same way some people are wondering what happened to KAPE when you tell them you have CPE. But, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to put it that as a House, I don't think we need to go to that extent. That should have come out probably at the interviewing stage, where the panel that was interviewing these commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support.
Okay, I will give the Honorable Mohammed Sheikh, and by the way, if there will be members who did the KAPE, that is the KAPE, I probably will give them a priority. Well, but let's proceed. Honorable Member for Wajir South. I can't see. That was top on the list. The next was the Honorable Serone Kipkorir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support the nominees for those positions. Mr. Speaker, some of us, we did the CPE, and we do have our certificates. I am seeing the Leader of Minority looking at me. I'm old as that old. I mean, according to that exam. Mr. Speaker, hearing from the mover of this motion or the nomination of the people to be appointed to the commission, I do support Mr. Speaker, because when you look for the lady who come from Baringo, a minority, just like me, I totally support for her to have gained that position or to have achieved or gone all the way to get that position. Mr. Speaker, without making a long story, I do support the nomination of the two to the Gender Commission. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. I'm still using the list. The Honorable Rosanna Pasaris. Missing. The Honorable Member for Tiati. Honorable Kamket.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the report of the committee and the appointment of the two Kenyans into the National Gender and Equality Commission. Mr. Speaker, I know the lady, the Caroline Lentupuru in person, when I was the speaker for the County Assembly of Baringo, Caroline was a CEC in the county government of Baringo, and I can confirm, just the way it's been confirmed by the committee, Mr. Speaker, that Caroline is a lady of integrity, and she deserves
Honorable
to be...
Kamket, please put on your mask. That was the rule we agreed, and any member who will not put on the mask will miss the microphone.
And she deserves that appointment. Mr. Speaker...
Proper masking, please. And that is the last chance I'm giving you. Mask it properly. And obviously, you know how to mask properly. Proceed. Let's proceed now. You are okay.
You know the person who is at danger here, Mr. Speaker, is a member for Turkana North, and I have no issue with him, even if I... Anyway, let me stop.
Don't go that direction. I know what you want to say. That would be extremely...
So, Mr. Speaker, I was saying that I know the lady, and she's a great Kenyan. I'm very proud that she's been appointed, or she's been nominated to this position. And also, Mr. Speaker, coming from my county of Baringo, I am very, very proud to be associated with the nomination of Caroline Lentupuru. Mr. Speaker, however, I want to say something about National Gender and Equality Commission. I think there was a problem in the whole formation of that body in terms of the work they do. I think it is time we consider amending the act that created that commission. Because the kind of work they do, I think they are thoroughly limited by the act. That commission has been reduced into just coming to report to Parliament any problems that the complainants come across. So I think it is time we consider amending the act in order to give that commission the real teeth and the real power in order to do its work properly. Anyhow, if nobody brings that amendment, I think I'll do it myself very shortly. With those remarks, I beg to support, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the member for Kiminini, the Honorable Dr. Wamalwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the committee for the good work they've done. I have no doubt, Mr. Speaker, the two commissioners have what it takes. I looked at the report, I listened carefully, and Mr. Speaker, in line with the public appointments parliamentary approval, the two officers, they do qualify. But the critical thing, Mr. Speaker, this commission, its key objective is to ensure aspects of gender, Mr. Speaker, and the aspects of equality. And it's nice to note that one of the commissioners, Mr. Speaker, comes from the minority. This brings in the aspect of equality. Mr. Speaker, on the aspects of gender, we are told there are 5. We've heard about the 2, and the other 5. How I wish that the mover will have gone further and done the tabulations to tell us, in terms of the gender representation, does it meet the 2/3 gender rule? But if you say 2 out of 5, you multiply, I think it can meet the 2/3 gender. But we are just telling the commissioners, as they come in, Mr. Speaker, when we look at their reports, it's not much they are doing. We need to see that this practice, in terms of the 2/3 gender, particularly when it comes to appointments, position, it is adhered to. And this is the committee that is responsible, this is a commission that is responsible to ensure there is that aspect of equality and there is that aspect of the 2/3 gender. Because, Mr. Speaker, in many other government entities, we are seeing things happening with impunity, where you find that the appointments are coming in place and they're neglecting the aspects of the gender. But as a parliament, we are going to support, and we thank the president for particularly looking at the aspects of that particular person from the minority, the way Honorable Sankok had mentioned. And Mr. Speaker, in line with the standing order, I think 95, because there are big business that we are waiting to talk about. I was actually not prepared to discuss this one. I was waiting for the political parties. Can we call the mover to reply? I thank you.
You know, Honorable Dr. Wamalwa, and you are an extremely astute member of this House. You know you cannot speak, and then after speaking, you invoke that particular standing order, it's not going to work because it is actually saying that after you have done it, you want others not to. So if anybody else wants to raise, that will be raised by that particular person. But in the meantime, let me give the Honorable Danita Gatt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for considering gender in this gender discussion. Mr. Speaker, I want to support the appointment of these members, Caroline and Thomas, as commissioners to the National Gender and Equality Commission. Mr. Speaker, my colleague ladies, and especially many of us who come from the women's movement that brought us into this house will know the history of the National Gender and Equality Commission. And Mr. Speaker, it is good that we are seeing actually the commission mainstream itself and find space in this country, Mr. Speaker, to continue to monitor, to facilitate, and to mainstream gender and disability and other issues, including minority, in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to quickly say that the National Gender and Equality Commission, I know it personally, Mr. Speaker, and I can authoritatively say that this is the most diverse commission that we have in this country. Mr. Speaker, this commission, led by the chairperson, Dr. Joyce Mutinda, and also the vice chairperson, Dr. Chomba, who actually is a person with disability, and again being spearheaded by Honorable Priscilla Nyokabi, who was a member here, Mr. Speaker, is a commission that we have continuously monitored how it implements the issues, Mr. Speaker. You will remember that it is the National Gender and Equality Commission that was actually spearheading the implementation of Article 100 of the Constitution that talks about the issues of special interest groups, the SIGs in this country. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I also want to say, Mr. Speaker, that we as a parliament, as a National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, we must really be fair sometimes to the issue of the National Gender and Equality Commission. Mr. Speaker, it is in this House, just recently, Mr. Speaker, that a member of this House actually brought a motion, Mr. Speaker, to this House, Mr. Speaker, proposing to merge the National Gender and Equality Commission and the Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights, Mr. Speaker, on issues, Mr. Speaker, that they perform the same functions. Mr. Speaker, I want to say in this House, Mr. Speaker, that the National Gender and Equality Commission must be funded and it must be made as an independent institution, Mr. Speaker, to continue the work that it does. We cannot merge the National Gender and Equality Commission and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights and the Commission on Administrative Justice, Mr. Speaker, because in this country, Mr. Speaker, anytime we are talking about the budget, Mr. Speaker, anytime there's a need to reduce the budget, you find that it goes to the national gender issues. Mr. Speaker, it is not fair. We must give the National Gender and Equality Commission the teeth to do its work and to continue empowering women, minority, and people like that in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the appointment. Thank you.
Yeah. What is it, Honorable Murugara? What is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it does appear that the House is generally agreed and does support the report, and therefore we are just being absolutely. So I'm praying, understanding order 95, you call upon the mover to reply so that we move to the next order.
Well, when a member raises that, I have absolutely no choice but to dispense with that particular one first. So the members who are very close to where I am here, can you please take your seats so that I can proceed with. So please let all members resume their seats. I can see there are members who want to contribute, but what we are going to do is to make that decision to determine. So, honorable members, the Honorable Murugara, member for Tharaka, rising on standing order, the relevant standing order, requests that the mover be called upon to reply. And therefore, I put the question that the mover be called upon to reply. Without many of that opinion say aye. Aye. And as our contrary opinion say nay. Nay. Well, the ayes have it. Now, now, honorable members, those who did not speak on this particular one, you will have a chance in the next one, really. So let's proceed to the next one.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well,
I wish to thank all the members who have contributed.
Sorry. Let's have the member reply, the mover reply. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to thank all the members who have been able to contribute to this particular motion, and in particular take notes the remarks by our able reader of minority, Honorable Speaker, just to take note that when we do vetting, we are bound to look at everything, because in this country there are many things that do happen. We have people who have degrees in this country, but they have never done Form 4, they have never done bridging, and we are duty-bound to know where they got those degrees from. Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
All right. So, therefore, honorable members, freeze Honorable Caleb Kositany and freeze completely. Now, I have confirmed that we have the required numbers. And therefore, I put the question, which is that taking into consideration the finding of the Departmental Committee on Labor and Social Welfare in its report of the vetting of nominees for appointment as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution and Section 11(7) of the National Gender and Equality Commission Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of the following persons as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission. 1, Caroline Naikena Lentupuru, and 2, Thomas Okoth Koyer. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. When as have a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Just a minute. So, honorable members, of course, we are now going back to the previous order.
Order number 8, special motion, consideration of nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission.
Okay. Chair, Administration and National Security.
Who is out of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you also, Honorable Speaker, for indulging me, because I didn't know that the order paper had been rearranged, but I was in time just to make for this order. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of nominee for appointment as chairperson of Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House
Honorable Ogikaria,
today, Tuesday, 21st December 2021.
Honorable Ogikaria, you are being very... Now, what is it, Honorable Ogikaria? What is out of order on this particular... He has just started moving the motion. I would rather you would have waited at least he finishes moving, and then you can raise your point of order. But what is it? What is out of order? Your microphone is not even working.
That's what Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, the point of order is that, Honorable Speaker, I'm a member of Parliament from Nakuru Town East constituency.
That I know.
And I want to do a lot of contribution in the motions that are coming. But, Honorable Speaker, I have my card and it is not working.
Okay.
So, and I am now not listed.
I can confirm that where you are seated, that microphone was not working.
Okay.
And I can see your card here.
Yes.
So please maintain some little peace. I will give you an opportunity in due time, because I can see where your name is. So don't worry, I'll give you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I honor you so much. We come from the same county.
I have told you I'll give you an opportunity. I can see you are about number 4 here. So you'll have an opportunity for sure.
Thank you.
So I think that is fine now. But make sure you sit where, you'll have to change where you are seated. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, permit me to take this again, so that I move that, taking into consideration the findings of Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of a nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 233, sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, paragraph 4.1 of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act 2017, and Section 8.1 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, in exercise of the powers conferred by Section 10.2 of Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, His Excellency the President declared a vacancy in the office of the Chairperson Public Service Commission via Gazette Notice number 8626 of 23rd August 2021, and subsequently, and in accordance with provisions of paragraph 3.3d of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, a 7-member panel was constituted by the Gazette number 10282 of 1st October 2021 for the selection of nominees to the appointment. Honorable Speaker, the selection panel invited suitably qualified persons to apply for the position of Chairperson Public Service Commission by the Gazette number 11088 of 15th October 2021. At the lapse of application period, the panel had received 99 applications, out of which 12 were shortlisted and interviewed on 10th and 11th November 2021. Honorable Speaker, at the end of the interviews, the 3 top candidates were as follows. Number 1, Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri, who scored 77.3%. Number 2, Ms. Charity Selina Kisotu, who scored 75.9%. And number 3, Dr. Kennedy Juma Mulunda, who scored 70.8%. Pursuant to Section Article 233, sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, paragraph 3 of the first schedule of the Public Service Commission Act, number 10 of 2017, as read together with Section 3 and 5 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, number 33 of 2011, His Excellency the President nominated Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri for the appointment to the position of Chairperson, Public Service Commission. The nomination was conveyed to the Speaker of the National Assembly in a letter dated 15 November 2021. Honorable Speaker, on Thursday, 25th November 2021, the Speaker of the National Assembly conveyed the message from His Excellency the President to the House and referred to the nominee's name and curriculum vitae to the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security for vetting and reporting to the House in accordance with provisions of Standing Order number 45. In compliance with Section 6.9 of Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, the Clerk of the National Assembly placed an advertisement in the print media on Friday, 26 November 2021, inviting the public to submit memoranda by way of written statements on oath on the suitability or otherwise of the nominee in conformity with Section 6.9 of the Act. Submissions of memoranda was to be received by Friday, 3rd December 2021 by 5 p.m. Honorable Speaker, by close of the deadline, the committee had not received any submission in support or contesting the suitability of the nominee to hold the office to which he has been nominated. Further, Honorable Speaker, in fulfillment of provisions of Article 118, sub-Article 1b of the Constitution, Section 6.4 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, and Standing Order 45.3, the Clerk of the National Assembly on Friday, 26 November, placed an advertisement in the print media notifying the public on the date, time, and place of the approval hearing. Honorable Speaker, further to the same, that is say Friday 26th, the clerk wrote to the nominee inviting him for approval hearing. Section 6.7, Honorable Speaker, of the Act provides that an approval hearing shall focus on the candidate's academic credentials, professional training and experience, and personal integrity. Honorable Speaker, the committee conducted the approval hearing on Tuesday, 7th December 2021, and among the things that we considered were academic qualification, employment record, and work experience public office, political activities and affiliations, potential conflict of interest, suitability of the position, suitability for the position, Honorable Speaker, tax compliance, vision and leadership, integrity, and expectations on key priority areas. Honorable Speaker, the committee, having considered the nominees' curriculum vitae and on hearing his oral submissions during the vetting exercise conducted on 7th December 2021, made the following observations and findings: that the nominee, Ambassador Monique Moshiri, is a Kenyan, born on 21st April 1961 in Nyeri County, met the educational requirement of the office set out in Section 8 of the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, met the minimum experience required, having served in the public service for a cumulative period of 37 years in various capacities, from Assistant Inspector of State Corporations in 1984 to the current position of Kenya's Ambassador to Cuba, and concurrently of Permanent Representative to Jamaica, Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Guyana, Dominican Republic since 2018. And also, we also observed, Honorable Speaker, that the candidate was ranked first by the selection panel, and also that he was cleared by Kenya Revenue Authority on tax compliance, Higher National Education Loans Board on payment of university loan, Ethics and Corruption Commission on integrity, Directorate of Criminal Investigations on criminal status, and Office of the Registrar of Political Parties on political affiliation. Honorable Speaker, the committee further noted that the process of nomination of the candidate was conducted in total fidelity to the provisions of Article 233, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, and Paragraph 3D of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017. The committee found that one memorandum was received regarding his suitability or otherwise for the position of chairperson. However, Honorable Speaker, the committee determined that the memorandum by one Mr. Okia Omtata Okoiti was received by the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly on 6th December 2021, which was after the expiry of the period for submission of memoranda, and therefore inadmissible, because the closing date was on 3rd of December at 5 p.m. Honorable Speaker, having considered the suitability, capacity, integrity of the nominee, and pursuant to Article 252B of the Constitution,
order members,
and Paragraph 3,
order members,
3D.
Order. I have a problem with this congregation that is sitting very close to the minority leader. You see, even members who come from neighboring constituencies obviously do not come from the same house. So please, let's maintain safe distance. Please. Order members. Order members.
Toka.
Please.
Talk.
Just, you can consult one member seated from one side of the house, and one side of the, there are better ways you can consult. I know. No, I'm not going to take any point of view, especially knowing the direction you want to head. That I'm not going to listen to you on that particular minority leader. And let's leave it here. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Please consult safely. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I move to conclude, I want to state that the nominee, Ambassador Moshiri, averred the committee that on placements of job opportunities in the country, he would be very keen on regional balance. He will also consider the issue of gender and people with disabilities. So, Honorable Speaker, having considered the suitability, capacity, and integrity of the nominee, and pursuant to Article 250, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution, and Paragraph 3D of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, and Section 8, subsection 2 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act number 33 of 2011, the committee recommends that the National Assembly approves the nomination and subsequent appointment of Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri as the chairperson, Public Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, the committee is quite grateful to the Office of the Clerk and the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the logistical and technical support accorded to it during the consideration of the nomination. Finally, I wish to express appreciation to honorable members of the committee and our staff, the Secretariat, and their useful contribution towards preparation and production of this report, which I request members of this august House to support. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to move and request that Honorable Oku Kaunya seconds. I thank you.
Honorable Kaunya, member for Teso North, I think. Teso North.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri. Having gone through as a committee and as the chairman has explained, Mr. Speaker, the candidate met the requirements of the law, and indeed the wide experience the candidate had in the public service, as well as the absence within the required time of any contentions or issues that were raised, the committee recommended his appointment. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Other members? Having been seconded, I propose a question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of a nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 233(2) of the Constitution, paragraph 4.1 of the first schedule of the Public Service Commission Act 2017, and Section 8.1 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Top on the list is Honorable Oduol Odhiambo, Professor.
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity indeed to thank the Chair and Honorable Speaker also to note that as I speak to this, I do so as a member of the National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee. Honorable Speaker, I think I would want to support the nominee. Indeed, as we look at the letter and the very clear ways in which, Honorable Speaker, we can see that the nominee not only meets the requirements, but it is also very clear that all the procedures were followed. I must say, Honorable Speaker, that as a member of the National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee, a committee where, Honorable Speaker, we have had in a number of cases a chance to not only do audit, but also, Honorable Speaker, to listen most of the time to the views that are reflected by various persons, citizens, and indeed those who look at how, as a country, we continue to evolve. I would want to say, Honorable Speaker, that as I support, I would want, in the words that, Honorable Speaker, I have seen numerously referred to as we look to the 2010 Constitution, that it would be good for us also to look at the spirit. And Honorable Speaker, I am saying that as I support, I would want us to remember that there are those who tell us that there is need for us to sometimes look at the spirit, and as we look at the letter, the qualifications, we also seek to see how we can much more cohere and have much more sense of opportunity that would bring us together. So, Honorable Speaker, I support, but I ask that we need to look more towards the spirit, because we seem sometimes to be losing it, at least, Honorable Speaker, from where I sit in national cohesion and equal opportunity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Honorable Baya,
Thank you very much, Chair. Speaker, sir, as I support and commend the committee for the good job that I've done, Mr. Speaker, I ask myself two questions. One, is the chairperson of the Public Service Commission, the chair of the Public Service Commission, only entitled to one community in this country? That's the question that comes to my mind. If you look at the previous holders of this office, the three previous holders of this office, they have all come from the same community. Is that a statement that it is a preserve for only one community? Mr. Speaker, secondly, is the Public Service Commission inclusive as contemplated in the Constitution? How come that certain communities in this country have never served in that commission? Mr. Speaker, it also goes to say that if you look at the matrix of who has more employees in the Public Service Commission in this country, you find that there is a correlation between the chairperson of the Public Service Commission and the number of the community with the highest number of employees in the Public Service Commission. There is a correlation, a positive correlation, Mr. Speaker. What does that speak to? It speaks to a lot of favoritism, it speaks to a lot of nepotism, it speaks to ethnization of the Public Service Commission through the appointment of the chairperson of the public. We ask those of us who come from small communities, also we be given an opportunity to chair the Public Service Commission, so that we can also put our people, so that we can balance the Public Service Commission or the public service in this country. Mr. Speaker,
there's a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to distract what I want to say. But it is a fact. There is a correlation, Mr. Speaker, between the chairperson of the Public Service Commission.
Honorable Baya, you have the floor. A member has risen on a point of order. Allow him to prosecute his point of order. You will have your say. You still have your time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you again for standing by your word, the Honorable Speaker, because the contributor didn't want to hear what I'm just about to say. Honorable Speaker, the sentiment by the member is very dangerous, Honorable Speaker. The member is talking about the proportional number of the community that has been chairing. And that's very dangerous, Honorable Speaker, because this member, same member, is not talking about the population, the proportional population of that same community, but only looking at the number of employees. And once we go in that direction, Honorable Speaker, I think it's very dangerous, because we are taking ourselves back to a very dangerous time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You have your say. So actually, I'm not so sure what, but just finish your contribution. Take your. You have it now? Not yet. Can the Honorable Baya be given the mic, because I cannot be able to see from here? No, it's in the, you can use the same microphone. It was working. It was working well. It was working well. No. Just give Honorable Baya from where he's seated. Actually, it is not working.
You have been shaking my hands. Yes. So, yes, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say this.
And please summarize now, because your time
When the truth is said, that's when people say it is dangerous. And that is even more dangerous, because we must speak the truth. And the truth is, there has been a consistent appointment of the chairman of the Public Service Commission from the same community for the last 4 commissioners. And that is a fact. And when facts are said, people say they are dangerous. No, they are not dangerous. They are truths. They are truths, and they must be spoken to liberate this country. Of the public service by giving an opportunity to other people.
Okay.
And this appointment, Mr. Speaker, flies in the face of the Constitution. And I raised my case. I thank you, Speaker.
All right. The Honorable Gikaria. Honorable Gikaria. Honorable Gikaria asked for an opportunity to speak. Very interesting. So then I'm trying to see somebody from this other side of the aisle. So that is going to be the Honorable Waweru Kiarie. Member for Dagoretti. Absent. So then I give to the Honorable, because I'm trying to look, quite a number of members are from this other side, so I'm trying to get 1 or 2 from this other. Honorable Shamala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I didn't want to particularly speak to this, except to say that I support. I'm waiting for another topic.
Speaker, on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, looking at the order paper, we have some very serious business that is laying ahead of us. And so I want to stand on Standing Order 95 and request that we call the mover to reply, make a decision on this, and then move on to other business of the day. So that was a point of order, not my contribution, Mr. Speaker.
And of course, as usual, you know the hands of the Speaker are tied. When such a situation arises, we quickly put the question and see the mood of the House, because that's the only way I can judge the mood of the House. So the Honorable Robert Mbui rises and asks that the mover be called upon to reply. And so therefore, I put the question that the mover be called upon to reply. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. The mover be called upon to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Member who supported, and of course my seconder, and most importantly, Honorable Robert Mbui for standing in his place and asking for concurrence, which I have heard from all the members that I be called to reply. And that means it's a good sign of approval of the motion. And therefore wish to thank all the members who are in support of this motion. But by way of explanation, to let Honorable Bayer know that inside that commission, Commissioner Ahmed is from Kosa and is Bajuni. So please, yeah, that is what I know. We have almost every tribe, but we cannot have the 42 tribes because we only have a few slots, and those who are there are spread across Kenya, so there is regional balance. That is for information, and I know he has had it. So, Honorable Speaker, with those a few remarks, I beg to reply.
And so, honorable members, order. So, honorable members, I put the question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of the nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 233(2) of the Constitution, paragraph 4(1) of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act 2017, and Section 8(1) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Monique Moshiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Order, members. Order. Order, members. Order.
Order, members. Order, members. We are now in the Committee of the Whole House. We shall proceed to consider the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021. Order, members. Order, members. Please, let us be together. Please, order, members. We are now in the Committee of the Whole House. I need us to proceed together.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, I propose a question, which is that the clause 3 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the majority leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg that to move that clause 3 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, this is just to change the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by majority leader. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose a question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Majority leader, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. And the essence of this is, first of all, to remove the deputy director position from as proposed by the public participation, and also to change the minister to cabinet secretary, so that we only have a director general, but we don't have a deputy director as currently constituted.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose a question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Majority Leader, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper, and the essence of this is to change Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the Majority Leader. I now honorable members, I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the Majority Leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 6 and 7.
Honorable members, I put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Majority? Oh, there are no amendments? I therefore put the question that clause 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Other members? At least the majority should vote.
He voted. I did. He voted. I voted.
Okay. Will as many as... Yes, what is it, Honorable Sankok? What is it?
Honorable Chair, I've heard you saying clause 6 and 7, but I can see amendment on clause 7A and clause 7B.
Those are new clauses.
Those are new clauses?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I told you earlier we need to go along with us.
I'm well guided. I'm always
Honorable
with
Sankok,
you.
be with us.
I'm always with you. That is why I'm men's idea.
Honorable members, with as many, I'll put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
With as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
I propose a question that clause 8 be part of the bill. We have two amendments, one by the Chair Finance and the second one by Honorable Patrick Musimba. We shall start with the Honorable Chair. Honorable Chairperson, Finance and National Planning. Honorable Anga, clause 8.
Yeah, we need to be careful.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I wish to drop this amendment.
Would you want to...
I wish to drop this amendment.
Or you wish to drop it? Honorable members, that is dropped by the Chair Finance. Honorable Patrick Musimba, you have an amendment to clause 8.
He is dropping. We agreed, drop.
Thank you, Chair. I also drop my amendment.
Honorable members, that is recorded as dropped. Therefore, there being no amendments to that, I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
With as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose a question that clause 9 be part of the bill. We have an amendment. Honorable Peter Kaluma. Please proceed. Just a minute, you'll be on record.
So that they are not affected by this new clause.
With the mic. Honorable Kalumba.
Yes, I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I drop the amendment.
Very well. Honorable members, that amendment is dropped by Honorable Peter Kaluma. I therefore put the question that clause 9 be amended, be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye. With as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose a question that clause 10 be part of the bill. We have two amendments. One by Honorable Patrick Musimba, and then another one to start by the another one by the chair. We shall start with the one for Honorable Patrick Musimba because he is proposing a deletion. Honorable Musiba, I'm told that you actually want to move in an amended version.
Yes.
So you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move an amendment to clause 10 by further amending by deleting the words Public Service Commission and substituting it thereof the words advisory with advisory board. The import of this, Honorable Speaker, is to grant the advisory board the powers to be able to select the agency director.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Patrick Musimba. I now put the question. Yes, Reader, you want to speak to it? Yes, I'll give you Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, Honorable Chair, what Honorable Musimba has just moved, his amendment has several parts. And I don't know whether we're only dealing with A, and what happens to even the A, he's only changing the Public Service Commission to Advisory Board. And I've seen a circulated amendment here, which is also talking of parliamentary approval.
Honorable Musimba, please
So
have your
we
seat.
need to know what are we voting on. Is it all the way to the parliamentary approval or only the change from Parliamentary Service Commission to Advisory Board?
Okay. Very well, I'm sure Honorable Musimba, you have noted. Before that, let's hear from Honorable Makari. I will still give you another chance, Honorable Musimba, to speak to it. Okay. Honorable Makari. And if the chair would like to speak to it, I will give her a chance as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, Mr. Chairman, the issues I want to raise have been raised by the majority leader, because as he says, we have part A and B of this amendment, and I think it's important to move both of them at the same time. Otherwise, once you put the advisory board, you change the Public Service Commission with the advisory board, then do we still need to go ahead and change parliamentary approval to the National Assembly? And I think the most important issue also, Mr. Chairman, is the issue of when you say National Assembly, are we restricting issues of crime and money laundering only to the national government? Could there be elements of the county government? To me, those are the issues.
Very well. Honorable Sankok, 1 minute. Then we make progress.
Chair, I don't know if when we delete Public Service Commission and substituting therefore with the word advisory board, now it means it is the advisory board that will be appointing, and in B, you delete the word parliamentary approval, but still retain the approval of the National Assembly. So if the boards, CEOs of boards, or if the board appoints, does it really come to Parliament once it is? Because I think it's only appointees of maybe the President or the PSC that can come to Parliament, but the ones that are done by boards cannot come to Parliament, my friend.
Very well, very well. Honorable Chair, Honorable Anga, would you want to speak to this before I go back to Honorable Patrick Musimba?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think what Honorable Musimba wanted to do in the first place was to move appointment of the Director General of the Asset Recovery Agency from how it is done currently to the Public Service Commission, which he was then revoking to return it to the board, which is the advisory board that we are currently dealing with, in which case it might not make sense, as Honorable Sankok is raising, to bring that appointee to the floor, because through which route will the appointee come? Because these appointees that we vet come from the President or from the Public Service Commission.
Yes, because we also must have a limitation on how we linger on one amendment. Do you want us to hear from Honorable Patrick Musimba? Yes, Honorable Murugara, 1 minute, please, so that then we get there.
Yes.
So that at least the House makes progress on this one. We have quite a number of clauses ahead of us. Yes, Honorable Murugara,
yes,
please.
Mr. Chairman, I think we need to make this very tidy. The truth is, if we take the recruiting to the advisory board from PSC, then this is not likely to come to the National Assembly for approval. What comes to the National Assembly for approval is from the Public Service Commission and independent commissions. Therefore, while I agree with the correction, we remove parliamentary approval to approval by the National Assembly, I think we retain the recruitment with the Public Service Board.
Honorable Patrick, yes, well, Honorable Watch, Mercy, do you really want to speak on this? If you do, 1 minute, then we shall definitely have Honorable Patrick Musimba. We must make progress on this, really.
Mr. Speaker, I think Honorable Muragara has explained the point. Asset Recovery Agency is not a constitutional body. It is a state corporation. That's what it is. So the appointment of CEO does not come to Parliament. So I think Honorable Musimba would be well advised to drop the amendment that requires parliamentary approval. Finished. If that is done, then we move on forward.
Honorable Musimba.
Yeah, Chair, the import is exactly as was explained by the Chair. I was trying to bring congruence in two agencies, which is the Financial Reporting Center, which we approved the director here on the floor of the House. But then on further consultation, they said we moved from the Public Service Commission, which is where the director in charge of the Financial Reporting Center is actually appointed from and brought to the House. But to maintain congruence, I think it's best to just drop the amendment.
Order members, I need to hear what Honorable Patrick Musimba is saying. Did you say you dropped?
Yes.
You dropped the amendment?
Yes.
Okay. In effect, therefore, honorable members, Clause 10 has only one amendment by the Honorable Chair, Finance. Please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 10 be amended as per the order paper. In paragraph A, by deleting the words Oversight Board and substituting with Advisory Board, that is in line with the amendments we have been making to shift the board from being oversight to advisory. And then in B, Amendment B, in paragraph C, in the proposed subsection 3, by deleting paragraph A and substituting with the new paragraph as per the order paper, and that is just adding other professions in addition to law, adding finance, accounting, or any other relevant degree, rather than just leaving it as law alone. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose a question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
I propose a question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the Honorable Chair. Finance, Honorable Anga.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, these amendments are just aligning from oversight to advisory board. So I beg to move that Clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose a question that Clause 12 be part of the bill. I'm told on clause 12 we have two amendments, one by Honorable Patrick Musimba, the second by Honorable Majority Leader. We shall start with that of the Majority Leader. Honorable Majority Leader, please.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the bill be further amended under Clause 12 by inserting the following subsection. I'm reading this because not everyone may have seen the circulated. That Section 54A of the Principal Act is amended in subsection 2 by deleting paragraph B and substituting thereof, therefore, the following new paragraph. Not more than 5% of the total proceeds recovered or realized for any property seized or forfeited to the government as may be prescribed by the Cabinet Secretary. And the import of this, Honorable Speaker, is that the Principal Act allows the agency to retain a percentage of the money they recover. Now, that percentage is not defined. And to avoid any misuse or abuse in future, much as the Cabinet Secretary is supposed to give guidance, we would want to tie that to not more than 5%, which is about the limit also for KRA, and at least limit the exposure of those money. So I think with that is the whole essence of this amendment, that they can retain a percentage subject to Cabinet approval, but that should not be more than 5% of the proceeds. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Now honorable members, we have an amendment by Honorable Patrick Musimba, still on the same clause.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. In light with the discourse we had already had with the majority leader, which occasioned to that particular change, I drop my amendments.
Honorable members, in the circumstances, I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the majority, be amended as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose a question that clause 13 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the Honorable Chair. Honorable Aga.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, it's similar to what has been done above, aligning advisory and oversight. I beg to move that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose a question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose a question that clause 14 be part of the bill. We have 3 amendments. That by the leader of the majority, then the chairperson finance and Honorable Peter Kaluma. We shall start with that of the leader of majority party.
Honorable Chair, I beg that to move that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. And basically, this is to bring out a whole new clause 55A, which now sets the board to take into consideration all the views of the stakeholders, and most importantly, to first of all change the Attorney General from being the chair of the agency to the agency to be chaired by an independent person who will be appointed by the Cabinet Secretary from among members of the advisory board who constitute non-public officials, which will be basically representatives of the Law Society, accountants, and the estate agents. And these 3 bodies are the ones in the schedule as reporting agencies, so that they are stakeholders in this, and they should also be good in giving advice on the running of the agency. right? It needs to have the capacity to freeze it as the matter is substantiated. If it is genuine, it goes forward. If it is suspect, it is held. Immediately we start giving this leeway that somebody can rush to court and say, release my money, that money moves, you will never be able to get it. And I think that is where that much as a court order would be good if asset recovery was taking it away, but it's not. So I think let's preserve the intention of the bill by Honorable Musimba, if you could be magnanimous enough to withdraw. If not, I urge the House that let us vote against this amendment, which goes to kill the whole intention of the total bill that we worked so hard this afternoon for.
Honorable Sankok, you have 1 minute only.
Thank you very much, Chair. I don't even need the 1 minute. But I know there are those who are comfortable now because they have the system in the deep state. But I'm telling you, this is very dangerous. And one day, you'll cry because of this law that we are passing. Yes, it is really, I'm sorry, but some of you will be crying because of this.
That sounds a very serious warning, Honorable Sankok. But anyway, Honorable Chair, do you want to speak to this? Yeah, we shall hear the Chair. Honorable Chair.
Chair, in a similar fashion, I dropped the amendment that I had that was similar to Honorable Musimba's, and I want to urge him to drop his as well, so that the 5 days that we give ARA is just 5 days. After 5 days, if your money is okay, it will just be there. It will go nowhere. So, but then, within those 5 days, surely, if the money was supposed to be withdrawn for purposes of terrorism or others, we will have saved this country. But within 5 days, you have your money.
Okay, Honorable members, why don't we make progress on this relay? Let's hear what Honorable Patrick Musimba has to say. Honorable Patrick Musimba. Honorable members. Then before Honorable Patrick Musimba, I'll give Max, because we can't linger here forever. Honorable Jennifer, have a minute. Honorable Sheikh, have a minute. Then we make progress, really.
Thank you, Chair. We must remember that the key words here are proceeds of crime and anti-money laundering. And it has become a national security risk for this country. Furthermore, we are obliged to comply with regional treaties and the East African protocols. Okay. And this particular amendment is so dangerous that should we allow it, this entire bill will fall flat on its feet and we will not be able to engage in any kind of transactions going forward.
Honorable Jeanette.
Chair, I agree with Sankok, Chair. Chair, there are rights that have been given also by the Constitution. And you cannot deny them through a statute, Mr. Chair. And you know, this bill is going to end up in court. This bill is going to go to court, Chair. So don't allow people's money to be frozen just because of suspicion. What Musimba is saying is putting up safeguards, Mr. Chair. Safeguards on how the rights of people can be protected under the Constitution. The Constitution is supreme.
Let's hear from Honorable Patrick Musimba. Honorable Patrick Musimba. Let's hear from Honorable Patrick Musimba.
Thank you. Chair, we cannot trivialize this issue. We are all here because we are concerned about our great country and the crimes which can be committed. But nothing in suspicion, Chair, can occasion someone to come and search your property without any court order. Seize your possessions. Seize your possessions. Circulate information, your financial information to people on suspicion. Because on the basis of suspicion, Chair, people are kidnapped. Yeah, you can't do that. The privacy of a person is succinct to the person, and indeed, as the Honorable Juneta said, this is the fundamentals of the Constitution. We must safeguard lives and livelihoods, and it cannot be at the whim of a person. Investigations are to be carried out by the agency. Let them take it to court and show that they have actually substantiated grounds to be able to move to undertake these rights against an individual. So, Chair, once more, I move.
Order members, we really must make progress on this. Let the House decide on this one. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Patrick Musimba. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. I will now put the global question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 16 be part of the bill. There are no amendments on it. I therefore put the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 2A.
Honorable members, we are now on new clauses. Honorable Majority Leader, new clause 2A. Majority Leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 2A be now read a second time. And this is basically to change the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary. I beg to move.
Honorable members, you have moved the second reading. Second reading of 2A. Okay. Honorable members, I propose a question that new clause 2A be now read a second time. Order members, I now put the question that new clause 2A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose a question that new clause 2A be part of the bill. I now put the question that new clause 2A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? All the members. Majority Leader. Even you are not voting because Honorable Mwadi is really on you. Okay. I will put that again. Honorable members, I put the question that new clause 2A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. On
5A.
On,
yes.
Clearly. Honorable members, on that clause 2A, new clause, having been carried, Honorable Karuma, you have an amendment to that new clause 2A? Order, Honorable Karuma. Order. Honorable Karuma is on a frolic of his own.
No, he doesn't.
Honorable Karuma, you have an amendment to clause 2A?
He dropped it.
Or is it proceeding, the new clause 2A? No. No.
He dropped it.
If you want to speak. No.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I withdraw my proposed amendment to 2A.
Okay.
New clause 5A.
Honorable Majority Leader, new clause 5A.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 5A be now read a second time. And Honorable Chair, this again is to just change the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that new clause 5A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 5A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that new clause 5A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 5A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 7A and 7B.
Majority Leader, 7A, 7B.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 7A and 7B be now read a second time. And the essence of these two clauses is again to change the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose that the question that new clauses 7A and 7B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clauses 7A and 7B be now read a second time? Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose a question that new clauses 7A and 7B be part of the bill. I put the question that new clauses 7A and 7B be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 8A.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 8A be now read a second time, and again for the same reason of changing Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
I propose a question that new clause 8A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 8A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose a question that new clause 8A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 8A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 9A.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 9A be now read a second time, again for the same reason of changing the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that new clause 9A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 9A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose a question that new clause 9A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 9A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses 14A and B.
I propose a question that, Majority Leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clauses 14A and 14B be now read a second time. And the justification for this is really to, again, align the nomenclature by changing from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that new clauses 14A and 14B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clauses 14A and 14B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose a question that new clauses 14A and 14B be part of the bill. I put the question that new clauses 14A and 14B be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses 15A and 15B.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clauses 15A and 15B be now read a second time. And again, this is to amend the relevant sections being 192 and 194 by changing the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question. Honorable members, I propose a question that clauses 15A and 15B be now read a second time. I now put the question that new clauses 15A and 15B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose a question that new clauses 15A and 15B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 17.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 17 be now read a second time. And the import of this, Honorable Chair, is to amend the 5th schedule, which basically prescribes the manner of conduct of the board by expanding that it will apply not just to the board of the Financial Reporting Center, but it will apply equally to the board of the agency. So we will then have the board, which is basically the Financial Reporting Center board, and advisory board, which is the advisory board of the agency, being governed by the same schedule 5 in terms of how they regulate their business. Basically, that is the essence of this amendment, which is now to ensure that the Financial Reporting Center board and the agency board, advisory board, are governed by the same schedule 5.
Honorable members, I was just consulting on still another one on by the chair. But I'll now propose a question that new clause 17 be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 17 be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Chair, I'll still give you a chance, still on 17. Honorable Chair, we haven't closed that out. I propose a question that new clause 17 be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 17 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Chair, you have on Sue's section, the new clause 17. Honorable Chair.
17A.
Chair, I beg to move the new clause 17 be now read a second time.
Is it 17 or 17A? Must be. It's
17.
still 17. Okay, okay.
It's a transitional provision to provide that the agency director who's serving shall serve for the remaining period of their current contract or period stipulated in 53(2)A, whichever is longer. Okay. So it's just to ensure there is no disruption of service. Okay. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that new clause 17 be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 17 be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Yeah. The ayes have it. And I propose the question that new clause 17 be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 17 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 2 be part of the bill. We have 3 amendments, one by the majority leader, second by the chairperson, and the third by Honorable Peter Kaluma. We shall start with that of the majority leader.
Which clause?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 2 be amended as per the order paper. And it's basically to bring into the bill the definitions of, first of all, changing minister to cabinet secretary within clause 2, further definition of within the designated non-financial services by now bringing in the advocates and notaries within the definition in clause 2, and the rest is in the definition of oversight board, which the chair will be amending, and cabinet secretary. Basically, the whole point is to just align the clause 2 with the body of the bill.
But I propose a question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, Honorable Chair, you have an amendment still on the same clause 2?
Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that in addition to what has been amended through the majority leader's amendment, I beg to move that in paragraph C, we delete the word insurance undertakings and substitute with the word insurance underwriter, which was the intention of the law.
Honorable members, I propose a question.
And also in paragraph D, by deleting definition of the term oversight board and substituting thereof there with the definition of advisory board, meaning the asset recovery advisory board.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. I put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chairperson. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, we have still the third and final amendment on clause 2 by Honorable Peter Kaluma.
Yes, Honorable Chair, my concern is already addressed in the existing section 18, which I'll be moving a slight amendment on later. I therefore withdraw this particular amendment.
Okay, that is dropped. I will put the global question that clause 2 be as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose a question that the title be the title of the bill. There are no amendments to that. I therefore put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Clause 1. I propose a question that clause 1 be part of the bill. We have no amendment on that clause. I therefore put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are done with that bill. We shall proceed to reporting. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I put the question which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Good. Moshiri, be prepared.
Honorable members, let's have the chairperson to move reporting.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, and approved the same with amendments.
Just a minute, allow me to make some consultation. Yes.
What is he saying? No, he's doubting the count. He should have called for a division.
What is going on?
I don't know what is that.
Okay, what is it, the Honorable Daktari? Member for Kibwezi West.
But we have not even reported.
Would you allow us to, let's finalize this,
To
then I give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, allow us to report first, and I give you.
But you have not.
So let's finish this. So let's have the move of the bill to move reporting.
Yes.
The chair has moved already. So.
Yeah. Yes, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also request the Honorable Gladys Wanga to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Let's have the Honorable Wanga. I see there is a problem with either your gadget or your card or the system, because I'm also trying to trace.
I second.
Okay. Having been seconded, I propose a question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Now we can have the member for Kibwezi. What is it? Kibwezi West.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to give notice that the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House be amended by inserting the words subject to recommittal of clause 15, as moved earlier. Thank you, Speaker.
Isn't that the particular clause which was defeated?
Speaker, it didn't come out clearly. That's why we're doing a recommittal, because we want to do the division thereof.
It wasn't clear.
That's why we have this procedure, leader. No. Can be allowed.
Now, the honorable member for Kibwezi, yes. On that particular clause 15, the House was actually unequivocal in defeating it. Unless, of course, you want to test the mood
Yes.
a second time.
Yes.
Because if you want to test, if you would want to test the mood, we will just listen, honorable members. It's a very straightforward one. If you want to test the mood, and I can fairly see the mood myself, it is going to be easy. We will not go to the recommittal. We will vote on whether there is need for recommittal or not. So you see, at that point in time, we will not have any reason to go back to recommittal if it is defeated. But this was unequivocally defeated. The House made its decision. So if you insist, I'll give a member or two, just two members, but I didn't even want to open this because it looks fairly straightforward. But then give us a seconder, and then we finish this. Who is your seconder? Who is the seconder here?
I'll ask the Honorable Junet to second.
Honorable Junet, you want to second? So second it. Let's deal with it easily, the easier way. Rather than us opening up the whole thing, we want to see whether there is need to open it up in the first place.
Mr. Speaker, this is a house of debate. And the Constitution gives everyone right to debate, Mr. Speaker. Let the majority leader not gag people here. Mr. Speaker, I second, and it is for recommittal.
Now you see the Honorable Junet. There is actually, the debate was done. We went to the committee of the whole house. So there is actually no gagging. It's actually, the interesting bit, of course, is that you are reopening something that was lost. Allow us to put the question on the recommittal. And then we deal with it now. It's easier. Yeah? I think we can deal with that very easily. So therefore, of course, we are proceeding to move third reading subject to recommittal of the particular. Just a minute. Honorable members, you will make your decision. So I want to put the question, which is that the motion on agreement with the report of the committee of the whole house be amended by inserting the following words: subject to recommittal of clause 15. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. The nays have it. So, honorable members, I propose the question, which is, I had proposed the question, so I'm putting the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So let's have the mover to move that reading.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, be now read at that time. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the members of this House who have risen to the challenge to cleanse this country of money laundering, of wash, of being condemned to a pariah state, being put at the same level as Somalia in this region, and to ask that as we go out today, we will go home satisfied that Kenya is now being removed within the region, and the only country that will now be left, and they are working hard to ensure that they also pass this kind of legislation, is Somalia. But within the region, at least Kenya can stand tall with the rest of the countries who have moved forward and made progress in the matter of fighting anti-money laundering, proceeds of crime, terrorism financing that is busy killing the lives of innocent people. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and ask the Honorable Emmanuel Wangwe to second.
Tibim, Honorable Speaker.
No.
Honorable Speaker,
don't use that. Just.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to withdraw.
Yes, once
the
it's
beginning.
withdrawn, it's finished.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Sanko.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I wish to rise and second the bill
Yes.
as proposed by the Majority Leader, and wish to thank my colleagues that a good bill, Honorable Speaker, must be debated. And Honorable Speaker, a good bill, as it is, that takes the country forward, Honorable Speaker, has to be given all the propositions and oppositions. Honorable Speaker, the country, Kenya, has now moved forward, and I will be urging, Honorable Speaker, my colleagues, during this third reading, that let us all pass this bill overwhelmingly. Definitely, Honorable Speaker, we are all Kenyans, and Kenyans are one. We want to thank every colleague who has participated, and Honorable Speaker, I second.
Okay. So then I propose the question, which is that the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, be now read a third time. What order, honorable members? You know, I give opportunity to members. You know, we cannot keep opening this after every bit. These are matters that have been resolved. So let's resolve it now with finality with a question. I mean, it makes all the sense. So then I have confirmed, of course, that we have the numbers, and I therefore put the question, which is that the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021, be now read a third time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of our contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Okay, so let's move to the next order.
Order number 11, the Political Parties Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 56 of 2021, second reading.
I would like to have some consultation now quickly on this particular one, so that as we proceed in a neat manner. So maybe we'll have the Majority Leader.
Oh.
What is it, the Honorable Wangwe? I mean, you know what is very interesting is I'm getting members requesting for points of orders when we have not even started. We have just finalized something else. So I will give, what is it, Honorable Wangwe, and then I hear maybe from Honorable Kiari, and then we proceed. What is it, Honorable Wangwe?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my colleagues are getting worried. And Honorable Speaker, it's important all of us should turn behind my back and see what is happening with Honorable Sangok, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Sangok has a weapon in form of a leg. And I wish, Honorable Speaker, you order him either to use it nicely or to keep it so that, Honorable Speaker, colleagues are safe. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, can you kindly leave Honorable Sankok free for the time being? I want to know what is happening. Just give us an opportunity. Honorable Sankok, you know you have been here for more than 4 years now. I do not think you should be a security risk yourself. So, yes, no, I mean, let's not, I don't even want to open it. you know, Honorable Sankok. Okay, please, Honorable Sankok. Honorable Sankok, you know, I wouldn't want to invoke any order against you. So please be very careful. Be very careful. The issue is don't use that one for brandishing. Don't try it again. Just leave it. You know, it's a useful tool for you. Please. So we take it. We take your word. We take your word that you are adjusting, and it will never, ever be brandished in the house. So please let us be very careful. Okay, what is it, Honorable Kiarie, KJ? There are too many points of order now on things I cannot understand. KJ, then we can leave that. Let's have the majority leader. So what is it, Honorable KJ? Honorable Kiarie?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I do rise because of the business that we're just about to get into. And I'm rising on standing order number 1, Mr. Speaker, seeking your guidance on whether what we are just about to transact is in the House procedurally. And Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this while I'm in possession
what I want
Mr. Speaker, kindly allow me to prosecute it.
I want you to hold it.
Yes.
Because I've already consulted with the majority leader.
Allow me, sir.
And it seems that whatever you want to raise is the same.
Mr. Speaker, I am rising while I am in possession of a newspaper advert done by a committee of this House that was carried on the 7th of December, Mr. Speaker, inviting Kenyans to a process of public participation on the business that we are just about to undertake, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the 21 days after 7th of December expire today at 5, Mr. Speaker. Meaning that there could be a Kenyan from Dagoretti who has a memorandum that they would like to raise, and they could be presenting it now as we speak to the clerk's office, Mr. Speaker.
Hold it there.
So I was asking whether we are in order, Mr. Speaker, to transact this business of the political parties amendment bill, and if...
Okay, hold it there, because the majority leader is well aware about this particular thing. So it's a matter that is going to be solved. So the majority leader, please, can you now proceed? Proceed.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in fact, I'm surprised. I'm surprised by the Honorable Member for Dagoretti, who is actually a member of the Jailer Committee and should be knowing better in terms of what I'm have to say. But Bonga points are also welcome. Honorable Speaker, the business appearing is true that we anticipated to start debate on the political parties amendment bill this evening, but it was subject to the committee laying the report. And I think this communication has been made from the chair that we will not start any debate until members have received a copy of the report. And we were conscious of this fact, and we knew by 5 o'clock the time for public participation would end, the committee would retreat, they would then prepare their report, and in case we were still going on with the other business, then we would have transacted this business today. In the event, we now know we have another 2 minutes. They need some time to put together their report and bring it to us. So I would ask that we step down this business today to give time to the committee to retreat, prepare their report. It's shared with us tonight. Then tomorrow morning, when we come, we can now debate from a point of knowledge, having taken into account the bill plus the report of the committee. That's basically my request that you're going to get the paper by stepping down this business.
Thank you very much. I mean, there cannot be a point of order on the mover stepping down a particular, there is nothing. So I want to get from the chairperson, Jailer, to inform the House when they will be ready, so that the position of this matter, so that we can be able to know how it is going to proceed. And the reason why I was asking the Honorable KJ to hold his horses is because there was already some consultations leading the same direction.
Okay.
Thank you. I actually have, I would have thought, and I do not want the Honorable Sankok making allegations that he seems cannot substantiate. The Honorable KJ is a member of JLAC.
Yes.
The assumption we are making as a House is that whatever the chair is about to say is a position of the committee who include the member for Dagoretti.
Thank you.
Let's hear what the chairman has to say.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. I confirm the conversation and the submission by the leader of majority. Indeed, I'm surprised that Mheshimiwa Kinyanjui would raise this matter because notice for this evening's meeting has been duly given and circulated to everybody. And the substance of that meeting, the subject matter is this debate, right? It is circulated.
No, just conclude your matter, the chair.
I don't
be distracted at all.
Honorable Munoga. Yes, so, Mr. Speaker, under Standing Order 127, we are obligated to submit this report. And because 21 days timeline ends at 5, so we are going to retreat at 5, and Mr. Speaker, it is proposed that the report will be ready by tomorrow morning, and then subsequently, so that we can hear memorandum from Kinyanjui, Mheshimiwa Kinyanjui, and anybody else. Yes.
Well,
thank you.
The only thing, Chair Jailaka,
Yes.
I'm quite eager to know whether this K stands for Kinyanjui. I'm not so sure, but even if it doesn't, you actually mean the member for Dagoretti South. So I think that is perfect. Now, and honorable members, please let's not open this because it's a matter that cannot start. And take your seat there, the chair. Honorable members, let me just deal with this quickly. The honorable majority leader and the chair, Jailak, had approached and had asked that the debate on this particular bill, the Political Parties Amendment Bill, which was supposed to commence as order number 11, be deferred. Of course, now the Honorable KJ has put his input to this, of course, having not known the position of his own chair. So the provisions of Article 118 on public participation, it contains that the deed, in fact, the period of notification for public participation is notified by the clerk, and the duration was going to end at 5 p.m. today, just a minute or two ago. In this regard, it was the view, of course, of the majority leader and the chairperson Jegla committee that this report cannot be debated. This matter cannot be debated now because the report was not ready, rendering, of course, public participation a cosmetic exercise if we were to proceed, because the members will not even have an opportunity to, look at this matter from a point of information. So the second ground, of course, which the leader majority was looking at, it is the issue of notices on amendments to the bill, which we have received quite a number of notifications. 17 members have filed proposed amendments to this particular bill that is passed. So we obviously need some time, honorable members. So we have asked, based on that, I have been asked, and I accede to the fact that we need to defer this matter until tomorrow. So the rest of the issues can be canvassed tomorrow. So anything that deals with this should come tomorrow. We can be able to see, we can proceed with other matters that we have been called under this special sitting to deal with. So, honorable members, that matter is deferred until tomorrow. And that is so ruled. Yeah. Other members? Now, time being 5 minutes after 5 p.m., this House stands adjourned till Wednesday, that is tomorrow, 22nd December 2021 at 10 a.m.